Hello, Gemini. This is your reading for the week of June 21st, 22nd, or when you hear it and it resonates. And of course, it will not be for all Gemini, and it might be Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, or a lot of Gemini in your chart. Gemini, we know you are a lovely, lovely, wonderful, very, very active air sign. And you can be deeply creative. You can be extremely intuitive. You can be many things. You can also be scattered. And part of the reason you can be scattered is because you, as an air sign, you tend to have a lot of activity in your brain, a lot of thoughts, a lot of quick movement, one subject to the next, or many all at once. But what you're being told here is that sometimes because you haven't wanted to be penned in, you don't create structure for yourself, which ironically can lead to you attaching to relationships in a way where you feel secure. Because you don't have a big structure, you don't have a sense of structure, what your boundaries are, what your legitimate boundaries are for you. You don't necessarily have a sense of power because you don't have that confidence of a structure, which can lead you to, well, I will just say codependent relationships, relationships where you will attach to people and not necessarily always say what you feel or speak up for what you believe is right. Because you don't want to lose whatever you've got going on with that person, whether it's emotional, financial, business, whatever. So what Spirit is really saying is your power actually lies with your ability to know what you feel and state what you feel, have the courage to state what you feel, and know that you can state it in a way that is kind. If the other person responds to that or reacts to that in a way that causes them to separate from you, that is an indicator that that was not the right person for you. Unless, of course, you're vicious and brutal and not kind when you express your boundaries. But that's not typically you, Gemini. Typically, you will go out of your way to be kind, and that's a wonderful quality. Only, however, if the kindness isn't a front for your lack of ability to state your true feelings. You can hide a lot of your insecurities about standing up for yourself behind the mask of kindness. And the thing is, it doesn't come off as insincere because you genuinely are also kind. But there's that slight discrepancy between 100% this and it really only being 50% kindness, right? You're being told here, the power card is reminding you that the power comes from your deep self, from the center of your being, which acknowledges the unified field, the sacred nature, source, God, whatever name you want to use, but that it acknowledges, even just at a sense level, that there is a deeper you, there is another part of you that is bigger than your insecurities and bigger than your wounds. Now, what Spirit is suggesting for you, my dears, is can you stay in touch with not just kindness to other people, but kindness to yourself, and in a way where you really let yourself be very, very honest about what it is. Whenever you hear yourself saying, oh yeah, it's this, but it's really okay. Hey, whoa, stop. That can often be just the sign you don't want to go to that next level of emotion because you don't want to have to face doing something about it, okay? So this is kind of a wake-up call for you, Gemini, because it's not any sense of criticism. It's simply a statement of you have far more power than you give yourself credit for. And you have more intelligence than you give yourself credit for. You are not a weak person, but sometimes you take on that role of support person or secondary in whatever situation only because you haven't really developed the confidence. This is saying, you know what? Now is a really good time for you to give yourself permission to really feel what you feel so that you can choose to say it in a kind way according to what your values are for you. And that is going to allow you to set boundaries and really find your power in that. Because every time you make a choice that is in your favor, in alignment with your higher well-being, you are in your position of power, my dears. I'm going to leave you with that. Much love and take care.